It's been over 2 months since the whole world is living under lockdown. Though partially opened in some countries, yet people desperately want normalcy in their lives and want to get away from this pandemic. And that is why they are shrieking and asking when COVID-19 vaccine will come, when we will get it, and how much more time is left. The world has come together to find a vaccine for COVID-19. Hopefully soon it will be developed. And when it will be developed, all eyes will be there on India as it can save the world, as it can be a world leader in manufacturing vaccine for COVID-19. On NedBuzz, we will analyze how India can be a world leader in making vaccine for COVID-19 and how Indians can be largely benefited from this. A vaccine is a type of medicine that trains the body's immune system to fight against a disease which the body has not come into contact yet. Vaccines are made to prevent disease rather than treat a disease once you have caught it. So there are billions of people in this world for whom vaccines need to be made or manufactured. And hence, it is not something which can be done easily and speedily. Before manufacturing vaccines, there is a long process to work on. Normally, vaccines are developed in 10 to 15 years. It is a slow process because if anything goes wrong, then it can be dangerous for hundreds of people, like what happened in Philippines. In 2015, the French drug company Sanofi began selling the first vaccine for dengue. The drug had made it through multiple research trials, although some researchers believed Sanofi had ignored worrisome signs. Sure enough, as children in the Philippines began using it, some contracted an even worse form of dengue. So today, use of this vaccine is highly restricted. So before handing over a vaccine to the world, every step is important to achieve cautiously. First, developing vaccine, which includes testing on animals and deciding whether the vaccine is safe for humans. Second, does the vaccine works, whether it can protect humans from the virus. Third, how long will the protection last? That means how many doses will a person need. Fourth is the regulatory approval, which won't take much time as the governments across the world are ready to approve the vaccine as soon as possible since this is a health emergency. And fifth, the last step is about manufacturing the vaccine, which is a 6 months task. And this is where India has a big advantage. While as per WHO, China, UK, US, India, Italy and Israel are the top countries who are developing vaccine for coronavirus, but once the vaccine gets approved, the whole world will have its eye on India as the nation can be a world leader in manufacturing COVID-19 vaccine. India, from past several years, has quietly worked on manufacturing vaccines. India produces 60% of the world's vaccines and accounts for 60 to 80% of the United Nations annual vaccine procurement. A number of Indian companies have also helped over the years to produce and distribute vaccines to the world. India has dozens of companies who have manufactured vaccines for diseases like polio, tetanus, BCG, and several other diseases. Pune-based Serum Institute of India, SII, is the world's largest vaccine maker by number of doses produced and sold globally. The 50-year-old company makes 1.5 billion doses every year, mainly from its two facilities in Pune. And its vaccines are being used in around 170 countries across the globe for their national immunization programs. And it also produces cheapest dose in the world. Now, Oxford University, who is the leading candidate in developing COVID-19 vaccine, has collaborated with SII. Oxford's vaccine has shown promising results. That is the first step, that is success in animal trials on monkeys. Now, Oxford is moving towards the next step, that is trials on humans. Oxford has predicted that the vaccine could be available in September. And if this happens, this could be the fastest ever vaccine in the world. And this can be possible as researchers were already working on the vaccine for SARS and MERS, which comes under the coronavirus family. So a lot of work has been taken from there only. Now, since Oxford has predicted that the vaccine can come in September, SII has already started manufacturing the vaccine from May. Despite no clinical evidence and approval, SII plans to produce up to 400 million doses next year if all goes well. So, if the vaccine comes in September, SII CEO Mr. Poonawalla said, then people won't have to wait for 6 more months. And on the priority, India will be there, and then the government of India can decide which country will get the vaccine and in how much quantity. But if the vaccine doesn't get the approval, then Serum Institute of India, SII, will suffer huge losses. But the company is ready for this as well. Now, apart from Oxford, SII is also there in partnership with the US-based biotechnology firm Codegenics. The vaccine was among the earliest candidates in the pandemic to reach the preclinical stage of animal testing back in mid-February. And not only SII, there are other Indian companies like Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech has so far commercialized 16 vaccines, including one against the H1N1 flu, which caused a pandemic in 2009. There is Ahmedabad-based Zydus Group, which was the first to develop and indigenously manufacture the vaccine to combat swine flu during the outbreak in 2010. It is also developing the Covid-19 vaccine through its research arm in Europe. Now, once the vaccine gets the approval, India can produce the vaccine at a low cost. For instance, SII has said it will sell a dose for just ₹1,000. But still, right now price doesn't matter. During this pandemic, the vaccine first gets developed and gets approval. This is what matters, and this is what the priority is.